Hey everyone and welcome to the club. Today I'll be showing you how to draw Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. Let's get started with the eyelids. I'm going to draw a horizontal line on the left side. Starting from the outside, I'll go towards the inside of the eye. I'm going to leave a gap in the middle and draw the same thing on the right. From here I'm going to take these ends and just angle two short lines coming in towards the center of the face. Just two short lines angling in. Let's tuck the iris in underneath the eyelid. Starting on the left side, I'm going to draw a half circle. Starting from the top, coming down to the bottom, and then back up to the top. On the left side here, I'm going to draw a small circle for a highlight, just touching the upper eyelid. And then I'm going to tuck the pupil in underneath. So just at the bottom side of the highlight, I'm just going to circle around and tuck that in underneath the eyelid and color that in black. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So I'm going to start on the inside here, draw a half circle, tuck that in underneath the eyelid. Now on the left side here, I'm going to draw a small circle for a highlight. And then we're going to tuck the pupil in underneath. So at the bottom of the highlight, we'll just circle around up to the top, and we'll color that in black. From here, I'm going to draw in the lower eyelid. So it's basically taking this end here, drawing a half circle that goes up here, but we're going to leave a gap on the inside. Starting on the left edge of the eyelid, we'll come around the bottom of the eye, and then just come up to about there. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Starting on the inside this time, come around to the bottom of the eye, and then tuck that up in the corner. On the edge of each eye, I'm just going to draw a little wrinkle, just down here, a little curve on the side of each eye. Let's thicken up the eyelid just a little. So starting on the left side, I'm just going to go across the top, just a couple times, just to thicken it up. We'll do the same thing on the right side. Now we're going to come down the sides a little bit. So we're just going to start at the top, start off thicker, and then just taper down at the bottom. And just fill in that gap on the side there. Do the same thing on the right. Let's work our way in the middle of the face with the nose. So in the middle here, I'm just going to draw a curve going over towards the right. From here, I'm going to angle down towards the left. We're going to tuck the mouth in underneath here. So I'm just going to give him a little crooked frown. So just over here, we'll curve across to the right side. Just below the mouth, we'll draw a little line like that for the bottom lip. Above each eyelid, we're just going to draw a horizontal line, just for the double eyelid. So just up here on the left side, draw a short line across like that. And on the right, we'll do the same thing. Let's start drawing in the bangs of the hair. So on the inside edge of the left eye, we're going to step up and draw a point. This is our starting point for the widow's peak. From this point, we're going to curve up and out towards the right. Now we're going to draw in the first bang, coming down towards the right eye. So just curving down to right about there. Then we're going to curve this back up, and it's going to get wider as we come up. Coming up like that. We're going to layer some of the hairs in behind. So about halfway along here, we're going to curve down towards the eye. And then we're going to curve that back up. So again, it gets wider as we go up. Now we're just going to come down beside the eye here. So stepping down about halfway again, curve down beside the eye, and then I'm going to curve this out again. So going a bit wider just to the side of the head. Let's do the same thing on the left side. So from here, I'm going to curve up and out towards the left. Now we're going to curve down towards the left eye. Coming down. Now again, we're going to taper up with a curve so it gets wider at the top. Now we're going to layer the hairs in behind. So again, about halfway along this line, curve down towards the eye, and then we'll curve that back up. Let's do one more down here. So about down just below the bang here, curve down beside the eye. Now I'm going to curve this back up on the side of the head to right about there. We're going to add the edge of the hairline here. So it's basically just a little zigzag that goes to the center point here. So starting on the middle, we're going to work our way towards the left with a little zigzag that goes across like that. Now we're going to start back in the middle again and work our way towards the right. That same pattern. Let's give him some eyebrows. So just behind this bang, we're just going to imagine a curve going in behind that hair down towards the middle. So we're going to start up here, curve down. Now we're going to continue this line behind that hair bang just outside. Now right here, we just want to draw a little short angled line going up. And we want to thicken up that eyebrow. So we're going to start off a little bit thicker up here, and then just taper down so it gets a little bit thinner as we go outside. So it's going to go in behind that hair bang, and then we'll color that in black. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So starting on the inside this time, we're going to curve up, then out underneath the hairbang. We'll just continue in between. Right here, we're just going to draw that angled line going up, and then we're going to thicken up the eyebrows. Starting on the inside, go behind that hairbang there, and we'll start to taper. We'll get a little bit narrower as we come to the outside. And again, we're just going to color that in black. In between the eyebrows, I'm just going to draw a little frown line, just a little curve that goes up like that. From here, I'm drawing the sides of the face down towards the pointed chin, so just down here. So just beside this hairbang right here, we're going to curve in towards the center. Starting down here, curve around the side of the face, and then straighten out towards a point in the chin. We're going to do the same thing on the right. So we're going to start by going straight out in an angle, and as we get out towards the cheeks, we're going to curve up and underneath the hairbang there. Let's continue layering the hair back here. So just beside this hairbang, about halfway down, we're just going to draw a short little curve down like that. And then we're going to curve back up the side of the head. Now we're going to do one more, so we're going to overlap this. So coming down again, curve down. Now this is going to go all the way around the top of the head to the center part, right here. So we're going to curve up. Now I'm going to just pause and just make sure that I'm aiming just above this point, right up here. So continue upwards. Pause again. Just come up and just pull that down a little bit. We're going to work our way down this way, but let's start with the little hairbangs coming down here. So again, halfway down this curve, curve down, and then we'll pull that back up. Do another hairbang. So about halfway down here, we'll do a little curve. Now this point is going to curve all the way up to the top, down to this part. So let's start at the part and make our way down towards the side. So we're going to go up, go around the side of the head, and then just pull that right to that point. Up in this part here, we're just going to draw a short angled line coming down this way. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a curve, leaving a gap at the bottom there. Let's tuck in the ears. So just beside the head, underneath these hair bangs, right here, I'm going to draw a curve going out, and then tucking that in behind the head. We'll do the same thing on the right side. So lining up the earlobes, curving out, and then in behind the hair. We'll add a little curve for the inner ear detail. So right here, we'll curve out. Right here, we'll just tuck this in underneath, and continue it on the outside. Let's work our way down the body. So just below the chin, just down here, I'm going to draw a circle. This is for the button of the cloak. Now I'm going to draw the cloak sort of overlapping from the left side and then coming out. So right underneath the chin, right over here, we're going to curve around that little button and just swing it down like that. On the right side, it gets tucked in underneath that top side. So right here, we'll curve in underneath. Now we're going to draw in the hood. So on the side here on the left, just going to draw a curve going towards the button. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So aiming towards the button with a little curve. Now we're going to go outside and draw the larger part of the curve of the hood. So up here, curve around, and then again towards the button. On the right, we'll curve around, and then in towards the button. We're going to draw the inside edge of the cape. So we're going to draw this outside of the arms. So we're going to swoop down, out, and then down again. So right here, we're going to curve down, go out, and then pull this down. Do the same thing. So we're going to take this part, flip it over on the left side. So starting here, curve down, out, and then down to the side of the coat. We'll add a few little wrinkles in here because it's sort of pulling this way. So on the bottom of this button, we're just going to curve along the bottom like that. And at the top, we'll curve up in the opposite direction, going up. On this side, we're just going to draw a couple little lines coming down like that. And then one more going up. Let's draw on the sides of the cloak. So here, we're going to curve up the sides. We're going to curve up. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So curving up. Now it's going to curve in towards the button. So just following this same curve, just above, going towards the button. So right here, we'll curve in. So leaving a gap here. Do the same thing on the right side. So curving in. Now we're going to draw some folds in here. So about halfway along this curve, right here, I'm going to curve up. Do the same thing on the right side. So curving up. Now to finish this off, we're going to do the shoulder. So we're going to round this out. So underneath this hood, we'll curve down. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So curving down. Now we can start layering in the body behind this cloak. Let's start with the inside of the jacket. So we're going to start with two vertical lines, side by side. Just down to about there. Now we're going to curve these up underneath the cloak. Curving up like that. And we're just going to draw a little trim along the bottom. So taking that same curve and just drawing it just above it. Now let's draw on the sides of the body down towards the hips. So just down here, draw a curve going down and slightly outwards. On the right, we'll do the same thing. Curving down to there. We'll connect those 2 points with the curve for the bottom of the belt. Bring it down, back up. We're going to draw that twice. So we're going to take that same curve and just draw it right above it. Across like that. Let's add a little belt buckle here. So 2 vertical lines on either side. Now we're just going to trace that rectangle out on the inside to create the buckle. On the sides here, we're going to add a little strap. So what we're going to do underneath the bottom of the jacket, we're going to draw 2 vertical lines side by side. Do the same thing on the right. We'll draw a little separation line down here just for a little bit of detail. Across the chest, we're going to draw another strap. So from this point to that point, we're going to connect it with a curve. We'll draw that twice, the same thickness as we have on these straps here. In the middle here, we'll draw 2 vertical lines for a little buckle. And then in the middle, we're just going to draw a vertical line coming down behind that strap, down towards the belt buckle. And then down here, on the right side of that line, we'll draw 2 circles for buttons. From this point, I'm just going to draw on the arms. So you're going to see a little bit of the arms coming down to the fists. So from this point, where the jacket meets the cloak, we're going to curve out and down. We're going to round out the thumb, so a half circle for the thumb. And we're going to draw a little bracket at the end of the thumb here. At the bottom of this curve, we're just going to circle around the bracket. And we're going to continue this underneath the cloak. So right down here, curve up again. And then 1 final finger just underneath the cloak. Right at the wrist line, I'm just going to draw a curve going underneath. For the cuff, we'll draw that twice for a little bit of detail. Let's do the same thing on the right side. So right here, curve down towards the thumb. Do a half circle for the thumb. And then a little bracket just to finish off the thumb there. At the bottom of the thumb, we're just going to circle around the bracket. Down here, we're just going to overlap the second finger. And then right here, we're going to third finger is going to get tucked in underneath the cloak. Now again, from the wrist, we're just going to draw the cuff of the jacket going across, and we'll draw that twice. Let's work our way down towards the legs. So in the middle here, I'm just going to draw a little curve for the lower torso. On the left side, from that point, we're going to step over towards the right and draw a curve down towards the heel. On the right, we'll step over towards the left and draw a curve down towards the heel. So there's a slight overlap there. On the bottom, we're just going to draw on the feet. So from the heel to the toe, I'm just going to draw a curve. Do that on both sides, making sure that they're the same length. Now from here, we're going to curve up the top of the foot. So from here, I'm just going to curve up and in to right about there. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So curving up. I'm going to make the boot cuff a little bit wider than the legs. So from these points, I'm going to curve up and out on both sides. Curving up and out. Now I'm going to take that point and curve to the inside of the leg. Curving down, then in. On the right, we'll do the same thing. So curving down and out. From the hips, we're just going to tuck the legs in underneath the boot cuff. So right here, curve down, making sure there's a slight overlap on both sides. And then from these ends, I'm just going to wrap around the leg. Just curving in behind the legs, so now the legs look like they're inside the boots. We're going to add a little sole along the bottom, so we're going to take this curve at the bottom of the foot and just duplicate it above it to thicken up the sole. We're going to add a strap along the top of the boot cuff. So up here, draw a curve, and then we'll draw that twice. Going across, go over to the right side and do the same thing. Now along the lower torso, he's got this little wrap. So from that hip, we're going to curve across the lower torso towards the right side. So from here, we're going to curve across and over towards the right side. And on the left, it gets tucked in underneath. So at the same height, curve in underneath. We're going to add one little leg strap on either side. So right here, curve to the inside of the leg. We'll draw that twice. On the right side, we'll do the same thing. So curving across, and then duplicating that. You can add a little buckle here if you'd like. So 2 vertical lines, side by side. We'll finish this off with the back side of the cape. So from this point, I want to curve in behind the hand, in behind the body. So curving in behind the fist there, in behind the body, so the curve's going up this way. It's going to connect on the right side. So starting at the same height, come down behind the fist, in towards that point. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's Levi Ackerman from Attack on Titan. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Make sure you subscribe and check out our chibi playlist. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.